Imagine a figure standing at the crossroads of light and shadow, crowned with antlers that reach toward the heavens, embodying the raw power of nature and the mysteries of the unseen. Who is this enigmatic deity, and why has the image of the horned god persisted across millennia, whispering secrets to those who dare to listen? From the ancient caves of Lascaux, where early humans painted horned figures on stone, to the modern revival of pagan traditions, the horned god has been a symbol of transformation, fertility, and the untamed forces of life. But what does this archetype truly represent? Is he a god of the forest, a guardian of the underworld, or perhaps a mirror reflecting the primal essence within us all? In this video, we will journey into the heart of one of the most misunderstood and revered figures in esoteric tradition. We'll uncover the deeper spiritual and symbolic significance of the horned god, exploring his roots in ancient mythology, his role in the cycles of nature, and his profound connection to the human soul. By the end of this exploration, you'll not only understand the horned god's place in spiritual history, but also discover how his energy can awaken something wild and sacred within you. So, are you ready to step into the forest of mystery and meet the horned god face to face? Let's begin. Historical/philosophical context. To truly understand the horned god, we must first step back in time to an era when humanity lived in intimate harmony with the natural world. Long before the rise of organized religions, our ancestors looked to the forests, the mountains, and the stars for meaning. They saw divinity not in distant, abstract forms, but in the living, breathing world around them. And among the most potent symbols of this primal spirituality was the horned god. The earliest depictions of horned deities date back to the Paleolithic era, over 17,000 years ago. In the caves of Lascaux, France, archaeologists discovered paintings of a shamanic figure adorned with antlers, often interpreted as a protoform of the horned god. This figure, part human and part beast, seems to embody the union of the earthly and the divine, a bridge between the material and spiritual realms. As civilizations evolved, so too did the image of the horned god. In ancient Mesopotamia, he appeared as Enki, the god of wisdom and water, often depicted with horns symbolizing his connection to the life-giving forces of nature. In Egypt, the ram-headed god Khnum was revered as the creator of life, shaping humans on his potter's wheel. And in Celtic traditions, Cernunnos, the horned one, emerged as a central figure, a god of fertility, abundance, and the wild places. But the horned god's story took a darker turn with the rise of Christianity. As the new religion sought to consolidate power, the old gods were demonized. The horned god, with his untamed energy and connection to nature, became a symbol of rebellion against the imposed order. He was recast as the devil, his horns twisted into a sign of evil, his worship driven underground. Yet, even in the shadows, the horned god endured, preserved in folklore, secret rituals, and the collective memory of those who refused to forget the old ways. Philosophically, the horned god represents a profound truth that divinity is not separate from nature but woven into its very fabric. He is the embodiment of the life-death rebirth cycle, the eternal dance of creation and destruction. His horns, reaching skyward, symbolize aspiration and spiritual ascent, while his animalistic form reminds us of our own primal roots. In a world that often seeks to tame and control, the horned god stands as a reminder of the wild, untamed essence that lies at the heart of existence. This rich tapestry of history and philosophy sets the stage for our deeper exploration of the horned god's spiritual significance. But before we dive into the core of his meaning, let's pause and reflect. What does it mean to encounter a deity who is both life-giver and destroyer, both human and beast, both light and shadow? Core Explanation Part 1. At the heart of the horned god's symbolism lies a duality that is both profound and paradoxical. He is the god of the forest, the untamed wilderness, and the cycles of nature. Yet he is also the guide to the underworld, the keeper of secrets, and the harbinger of transformation. To understand him, we must first embrace this duality, for it is the key to unlocking his deeper meaning. Imagine the forest at twilight, where the boundaries between light and shadow blur. The horned god is the spirit of this liminal space, the threshold between worlds. His antlers, branching like the trees, reach toward the heavens, symbolizing spiritual aspiration and the connection to higher realms. Yet his hooves are rooted in the earth, grounding him in the physical world. This balance between the celestial and the terrestrial is central to his essence. He is not a god of escape, but of integration, teaching us to honor both our spiritual and earthly natures. One of the most striking aspects of the horned god is his association with the cycles of nature. In many traditions, he is seen as the consort of the goddess, embodying the masculine principle that complements her feminine energy. Together, they represent the eternal dance of creation and destruction, growth and decay. The horned god is the seed that falls into the earth, the grain that is harvested, and the stag that is hunted, only to be reborn again. This cycle mirrors the rhythms of our own lives, reminding us that death is not an end but a transition, a necessary step in the journey of renewal. But the horned god is not merely a passive participant in these cycles. He is the active force of transformation, the catalyst for change. In his role as the Green Man, he represents the vitality of spring, the burst of life that emerges after the dormancy of winter. Yet in his darker aspect, as the Lord of the Underworld, he guides souls through the mysteries of death and rebirth. This dual role makes him a powerful ally for those seeking personal transformation, for he teaches us that true growth often requires us to confront our shadows and embrace the unknown. To truly grasp the horned god's significance, we must also consider his connection to the animal kingdom. His antlers, often depicted as those of a stag, symbolize strength, virility, and the primal instincts that reside within us all. Yet they also represent sensitivity and intuition, as the stag is a creature attuned to its environment, ever alert to the subtlest shifts in energy. This duality of strength and sensitivity is a reminder that true power lies not in domination but in harmony, with ourselves, with others, and with the natural world. As we begin to unravel the layers of the horned god's symbolism, we see that he is far more than a simple nature deity. He is a mirror reflecting the wild, untamed aspects of our own souls. He challenges us to embrace our primal instincts, to honor the cycles of life and death, and to seek balance between the spiritual and the material. But this is only the beginning of our journey into his mysteries. Core Explanation Part 2. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the horned god, we encounter a figure who is not only a symbol of nature's cycles, but also a profound archetype of the human psyche. He is the embodiment of the wild self, the part of us that remains untamed, instinctual, and free. In a world that often demands conformity, the horned god calls us to reclaim our authenticity, to shed the masks we wear and embrace our true nature. One of the most intriguing aspects of the horned god is his role as a psychopomp, a guide of souls. In this capacity, he is not merely a god of the living, but also a guardian of the dead. He escorts souls to the underworld, helping them navigate the transition from one state of being to another. This role is deeply symbolic, for it mirrors the inner journey we must all undertake when we confront our fears, our shadows, and the parts of ourselves we have buried or denied. The horned god teaches us that true transformation requires us to descend into the depths of our own psyche, to face the darkness within, and to emerge reborn. This journey of descent and ascent is beautifully illustrated in the myth of the wild hunt, a recurring motif in European folklore. Led by the horned god, the wild hunt is a spectral procession of spirits, animals, and the restless dead racing across the night sky. It is a symbol of chaos, of the untamed forces that lie beyond human control. Yet it is also a call to adventure, an invitation to step beyond the boundaries of the familiar and embrace the unknown. The horned god, as the leader of the hunt, embodies the spirit of exploration and transformation. He challenges us to leave behind the safety of the known and venture into the wild, where true growth and discovery await. But the horned god is not only a guide to the underworld or a leader of the wild hunt. He is also a god of fertility and abundance, a reminder of the creative power that flows through all living things. In his aspect as the Green Man, he is the life force that animates the natural world, the energy that drives the growth of plants, the birth of animals, and the renewal of the earth. This creative energy is not limited to the physical realm. It is also the source of our own creativity, our passions, and our ability to manifest our desires. By connecting with the horned god, we tap into this primal force, awakening our own potential for creation and transformation. Yet the horned god's energy is not always gentle or predictable. Like nature itself, he can be both nurturing and fierce, both life-giving and destructive. This duality is a reminder that growth often requires sacrifice, that creation is inseparable from destruction. The horned god teaches us to embrace this paradox, to accept the cycles of loss and renewal as an integral part of life. In doing so, we learn to flow with the rhythms of existence rather than resisting them. Finally, the horned god is a symbol of sovereignty. Not the kind of sovereignty that comes from power over others, but the sovereignty that comes from self-mastery. He is the wild king, ruling not through domination but through harmony with the natural world. His antlers, like a crown, symbolize his authority, but this authority is rooted in wisdom, balance, and respect for the interconnectedness of all things. By embodying these qualities, the horned god invites us to become sovereign over our own lives, to take responsibility for our choices, and to live in alignment with our deepest truths. As we conclude this exploration of the horned god's core symbolism, we begin to see him not as a distant deity, but as a living presence within us and around us. He is the wild energy that pulses through the earth, the creative force that drives our passions, and the guide who leads us through the shadows to the light. But how can we connect with this powerful archetype in our daily lives? Now that we've explored the rich symbolism and profound teachings of the horned god, it's time to bring his energy into your life. Connecting with this ancient archetype is not just an intellectual exercise. It's a transformative practice that can awaken your primal instincts, deepen your spiritual awareness, and help you align with the rhythms of nature. Below are some practical techniques and exercises to help you embody the wisdom of the horned god. 1. Create a sacred space for the horned god. Begin by setting up a small altar or sacred space dedicated to the horned god. This can be as simple as a corner of your room or a spot in your garden. Include symbols that resonate with his energy, such as antlers, images of stags, green leaves, or candles in earthy colors like brown or green. You might also add natural elements like stones, acorns, or feathers to represent his connection to the wild. Spend a few moments each day at this altar, meditating on his presence and inviting his guidance into your life. 2. Meditate with the horned god. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, grounding yourself in the present moment. Visualize the horned god standing before you, his antlers reaching toward the sky, his presence radiating strength and wisdom. Ask him to guide you through a journey of self-discovery. Imagine yourself walking with him through a dense forest, feeling the earth beneath your feet and the energy of the trees around you. What does he show you? What lessons does he impart? Trust your intuition and allow the experience to unfold naturally. 3. Work with the cycles of nature. The horned god is deeply connected to the cycles of the seasons, the moon, and the sun. To align with his energy, start observing and honoring these cycles in your daily life. For example, seasonal rituals. Celebrate the solstices and equinoxes with simple rituals, such as lighting a candle, offering gratitude, or spending time in nature. Lunar phases. During the full moon, perform a ritual to release what no longer serves you. During the new moon, set intentions for growth and renewal. Daily rhythms. Spend time outdoors at sunrise or sunset, tuning into the energy of these liminal moments. 4. Embrace your wild self. The horned god calls us to reconnect with our primal instincts and authentic selves. Spend time in nature, whether it's a forest, a park, or even your backyard. Walk barefoot on the earth, feel the wind on your skin, and listen to the sounds of the natural world. As you do this, reflect on the parts of yourself that you've suppressed or ignored. What would it mean to embrace your wild, untamed nature? How can you bring more authenticity and freedom into your life? 5. Practice shadow work. The horned god is a guide to the underworld, helping us navigate the shadows within ourselves. Shadow work is a powerful practice for confronting and integrating these hidden aspects. Start by journaling about your fears, insecurities, and unresolved emotions. Ask yourself, what am I afraid to face? What parts of myself have I rejected or denied? As you explore these questions, call on the horned god for support and guidance. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate your shadows, but to understand and integrate them, transforming them into sources of strength and wisdom. 6. Create art or rituals in his honor. The horned god is a muse for creativity and self-expression. Channel his energy by creating art, writing poetry, or crafting rituals in his honor. You might carve a symbol of his antlers into a piece of wood, write a prayer or invocation, or create a dance that embodies his wild, untamed spirit. Let your creativity flow freely, without judgment or limitation. 7. Honor the sacred masculine. The horned god represents the sacred masculine, a balance of strength, compassion, and wisdom. Reflect on how you can embody these qualities in your own life. If you identify as masculine, consider how you can cultivate a healthier, more balanced expression of masculinity. If you identify as feminine, explore how you can honor and integrate the sacred masculine within yourself. This practice is not about gender, but about embracing the universal energies that reside within us all. By incorporating these practices into your life, you'll begin to feel the presence of the horned god more deeply. He will become not just a symbol, but a living force, guiding you through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, and helping you reclaim your wild, authentic self. Conclusion. The horned god is far more than an ancient deity or a mythological figure. He is a living archetype, a mirror reflecting the wild, untamed essence within us all. Through our exploration, we've uncovered his profound symbolism as a guardian of nature's cycles, a guide through the shadows, and a catalyst for transformation. He challenges us to embrace the duality of life, light and dark, creation and destruction, the spiritual and the earthly, and to find harmony within these opposing forces. But the journey doesn't end here. The horned god is not a distant figure to be admired from afar. He is a presence that can be felt, invoked, and embodied. By connecting with his energy through meditation, ritual, and self-reflection, we awaken the primal, creative, and transformative forces within ourselves. We learn to honor the cycles of life and death, to confront our shadows with courage, and to live authentically in alignment with our deepest truths. As you move forward, I invite you to carry the wisdom of the horned god with you. Spend time in nature, listen to the whispers of the wind, and feel the pulse of the earth beneath your feet. Reflect on the lessons he offers, the power of balance, the necessity of transformation, and the beauty of the wild, untamed spirit. And remember, the journey of the horned god is not just a path of discovery. It is a call to action, a challenge to live boldly, authentically, and in harmony with the rhythms of existence. So, as we close this exploration, I leave you with a question. What part of your wild self have you been neglecting? What untamed energy is waiting to be awakened within you? The horned god stands at the threshold, ready to guide you. Will you answer his call? Thank you for joining me on this journey into the mysteries of the horned god. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into esoteric wisdom and spiritual practices. Until next time, may you walk in balance, embrace your shadows, and honor the wild within.